Yo, what's going on, people? Though this is Smitty Smith.
This is
Welcome to
fine.
the E&A podcast. Got no guest in the building. Got the same guest in the building.
Been here once before. I'm here again. Dark Skin Randy. What's going on, Queens?
So we had a little trouble getting over here. So I really thought I could find your place on memory, and I was almost right.
Before you go any further, can I just say I don't know how you would think you would find this place on memory when the last time you were here. I don't know how you got home on memory.
I did it. Somebody drove me home.
Exactly. I didn't think.
She drove. I was sleeping in the car when she came back. I came by. I was done. I didn't tell you this, but I actually threw up in your bathroom. I threw up in your bathroom. Wait, I threw
As
up
long
in
as
the
it's in
bathroom.
the toilet, I don't care.
Yeah, I threw up in the bathroom, came out, sat on the step because that's the only place to get air. And then somebody else came and was like, "Hey, what's up, Vi?" So I'm like, "Shit, you ain't had no Listerine, you ain't had no nothing. It was nothing but alcohol." I was just like, "Fuck." So you know when your breath is questionable, you try not to talk to people, but he was staying in my face and trying to have a conversation.
Hey,
I'm
wanted to
like,
rap to you, yo.
You had a party. You
Let's see
had.
what's up, man. Yo, what's
So-
up,
Look
Bob?
at-
What's going on? Yo, what the mouth do?
She was looking like a wounded deer at that point. Like,
So I told my friend, I was like, "Yo, I'm going to the car to go to sleep. Just whenever you ready, you gonna have to drive home." I don't even remember, but I just woke up and we was at her place, and I just had to sleep on the couch. So you know,
so
I was
don't-
responsible.
I don't know how you decided you could get here on memory.
I thought I did. So now.
You thought. She thought, yo. You're telling us the story, yo.
So now we come, I'm like, all right, we here. And first of all, I saw another door. I was just like, I don't remember a door being there. Why is all the lights off if you know we're coming? All right, whatever. We bring all the stuff. I call you, you're like, "Yo, just come in through the back." Door's locked. In my head, I'm like, he's a stupid motherfucker. You ain't open the door. Like, why would you unlock the door?
Now, let me tell you my part in this. So I'm walking, I got chairs in one hand, I got the poles for the band in another hand. I'm walking, I got a tablet. I'm like, all right, we good. So she drops all her shit off. It's like, oh shit, I forgot something in the car. Let me go get it. So I'm like, all right, good thing I ain't knock on the door or ring the bell, anything like that, because we was in the wrong fucking house.
So I call you on the way to the car, like, "Yo, open the door." And the first thing he says was, "I did unlock the door. You're at the wrong house." Immediately, I just whispered to Smitty, "Yo, it's the wrong house. It's the wrong house." I've never seen a big man move so quick in my entire life. He took 3 steps and he was from the house to the car.
Yo, I was running on my tippy toes, yo, cause I ain't gonna make no noise. I ain't know what Randy was coming to that fucking door. And I ain't gonna come to the door. I'm like, "Oh, Randy? Oh, what's going on, man?" Then we come downstairs, there's a bunch of motherfuckers with hoods on with bats. I'm like, what type of fucking party is this, man?
That shit would have been some Pulp Fiction shit.
Yeah,
You
man.
would have had a red ball in your mouth.
I can't even speak for my neighbors. I don't know what happens around here, so I can't even say you would have been safe.
Balls in people's mouths. Anyway,
It's from a movie, Pulp Fiction, remember?
yeah, so you saw the movie Pulp Fiction, right? Ezekiel 25:17.
That's a Bible.
No, it's not. And I looked it up too. That shit's
I
not
did.
in
You
the
talking
Bible.
about
yo.
Samuel Jackson's
Yeah,
part, right? Yeah,
yeah.
that wasn't in the
That shit's
Bible.
man.
That was made up.
I was looking for that shit too. I'm like, Ezekiel
'Cause I was trying to memorize that shit, too.
17.
Why you shaking your head? You ain't do that? You never
No.
saw Pulp Fiction?
No, I got a grandma.
What's that mean?
I go to church.
What that mean?
That means I knew.
That it wasn't. So you knew immediately, oh, he's making up some shit.
I know.
That was a cool ass fucking line though, man. Oh man, that shit was
Ice
deep,
cold, but if you know, you know. Like, you like, ooh, nigga. All right, go ahead then.
Yo, you know, movies come up with like the craziest lines that sometimes I say to this day. You ever find yourself quoting movies?
Yeah, all the time.
What's a good movie quote that you still say?
Good movie quote.
Honestly, I say I quote out of all the movies I know. I think I quote Friday the most.
Okay.
Friday got a lot of good ones.
Cause I that's one movie I could watch Friday without the sound.
Yeah.
And I could just imagine everything, the sound, the horn, when Bernie Mac come, I know exactly what everybody gonna say.
I feel that way about Paid in Full. I can watch Paid in Full on mute.
Really?
I can watch Paid in Full on mute. There's a vibe in each scene. Like the soundtrack to Paid in Full is what really makes the movie. You don't really realize it, but if you watch Paid in Full and just listen to the background music at certain parts, they give you like that old bebop, hip hop feel for certain. Like when when they walk in the club before Ace becomes somebody, he's with Mitch. When they walk in the club and you hear the DJ go, "Fast shout out to Mitch in the building, uptown making money." It's this vibe that you just get like, damn, I wish I was there in the 80s. Like it's a sound. Because when you go to the club now, it don't feel like that. You don't get that bop.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't go to clubs. So.
Number
Oh, you
looks.
wildin'.
It's a number looks.
You remember looks when you go to
Yeah,
clubs?
Yeah. It be number bad chicks on the dance floor, it be number niggas on the wall looking at you.
I never understood that you got nothing but scattered poom poom all around and
Oh,
just,
no, it's twisted. It be fucking birds there too, man. Somehow, oh, this is not my song. Like, I'm gonna dance later, and you fucking dancing with your female friend, dubbing and shit. Man, ain't this fucking some, ain't that a bitch?
you know why? Because sometimes, well, I can only speak for me. I don't want some random dude grinding on me, touching on me. Sometimes when you're walking by, they grab on your arm. I don't
stay
like
home.
that. You said what?
Stay home.
I told you I don't go to clubs.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. That's why you stay home.
stay home,
We don't want
yo.
people like you in the club if that's the case.
Exactly, man.
My point is though, what I was gonna make is I don't go to how do you say this, like hip hop clubs anymore.
Where do you go to? Country place?
I go to Jamaican clubs or a Guyanese club. Any club that has a culture of
Movement.
party,
Yeah,
like a
like
real,
dancing,
yeah,
like energy.
yeah.
You know, we go to a hip hop club, you know, number one, you already know everybody ain't gonna be fly. So it won't be no dancing. They don't wanna fuck up their sneakers.
Oh no,
You
hip
know?
hop clubs got 10 seconds. No, what is it now? You got 60 seconds on IG. You got about what? And well, now you can go full blast on your Snap. But that's when hip hop clubs is popping. Once you see somebody do this, everybody lit. We lit like this. Yo, we having a good time, right? But then once you do this, it's back to this.
Word, man.
Well, I will say this. You're right. What I do is I don't go to hip hop places. I like to go to white clubs. Because you know why? I have a certain way of dancing that doesn't particularly go well with our race.
We wobble, baby, wobble. Get it down. Yeah, yeah. 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 Hey, big girl, make her bag it up. Yeah. Make her bag it up. Hey, big girl, make her bag it up. Yeah. Make her bag it up. Hey, big girl, make her bag it up. Yeah. Make her bag it up. Hey, big girl, make her bag it up. Yeah. Make her bag it up. Bag it up.
Wait! Fuck you and fuck you.
Hey, you said
Who's
it, not
next?
me. You said it, not me.
You said that shit.
You continue. Go ahead.
Well, basically, like when I go and I listen to pop music and stuff like that, like all I gotta do is this, and I'm good. Like I'm doing some shit. But with y'all got
Yeah,
too much
you are.
choreography with your
Yeah,
shit.
you are. You doing some shit.
Some shit is right.
You
That was a good
So
one.
you doing some shit, yo. We got
There you go,
fucking
in with that
yo.
ice over there.
That was like a big ass ice.
So you got an issue. You feel.
It's everything is choreographed. Like sometimes a new song just came out
I'm
that
too-
morning.
yo.
That morning a song came out and all of a sudden all y'all know the dance move to it. What the fuck?
Yo,
I'm not-
there's only a few dance moves you gotta learn, yo. Two-step,
With a little twist.
right?
That's all
and
I
then,
do.
And if you want to get real crazy with the two-step, yo, put a little mini rock to it, yo. Just swirl it around.
Everybody
baby.
tells me I do it wrong.
Yeah, you look like you doing it, yo. Yo, the way you was fucking bopping and, the situation good, yo. Yeah, don't do hip hop, yo.
Yo, I don't know, but I think since you've been gone, it's definitely like your theme song. Like,
Word, yo.
he said that, and I felt like that is exactly what I see when you dance. It's that music. Like that was perfect.
Yo, you want to hear something crazy? Since he met me, I couldn't dance. And then when we started hanging out again years later, he seen me dancing and he said, literally, shook his head and said, some shit don't change. And I'm like, yo, that wasn't nice. That hurt.
You a real nigga though. Kept it real with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I started laughing too and kept my bop going too.
Be you. That's all that
Yeah,
matters.
man.
Stay
Yo,
true
be
to you.
man. You can't dance.
You can't dance.
And you
but
know you can't dance. Don't try.
embrace it.
Word,
I don't
man.
dance no more. I used to dance. I used to like dancing. But in agreement to what you said, I feel like it became too much. Like I when I realized I had to do all these extra moves in order to dance, I was like, all right, I'm done dancing. Like I just gave up on dancing. Like all I got now is a solid two-step.
Yeah,
You're not gonna get much
that's
more
it,
than
man.
that from me. I'm cool. I'm cool. You're not gonna laugh at me for
But
doing dumb shit.
I definitely agree with you. I'd rather go to like a Jamaican bar, a Caribbean bar, because you know it's gonna be energy there.
Yeah.
You know the females go to dance.
Yep.
You know they want to whine and shit like that. They don't want to just sit in the corner and look pretty on these fucking phones
Yep.
and shit.
That's because their feet hurt.
That's because they feet hurt in Jamaican bars? Oh, you talking about in the
In the
regular
regular
clubs?
places, that's because their feet hurt.
I don't know. I think it's,
certain chicks, they come in with they fucking flats.
I don't like venues where everyone is just standing around.
Yeah, because it's
It
fun.
really pisses me off when I end up in a place like that.
Sometimes I blame the DJ. I went to a hookah spot once, and the DJ was so whack. Like every song, it was like a song you would listen to while you're driving, not when you're in the club. So people is out, everybody's rapping, everybody's singing the song instead of moving to it. And then when he finally did play a song that you could dance to, then he played some dumb shit. I said, what the fuck
Yeah,
is
DJ
going
can
on?
really
Yeah,
affect the party.
you can fuck it up, man. Especially if you were like a Funk Master Flex DJ.
With them bombs?
I ain't a
I
bomb,
thought I was the
yo.
only one that
Yo.
hated that shit.
Flex don't do that no more though.
Oh, I wouldn't
Because
know.
people don't release music like that no more for Flex to drop bombs on it like that. It was a thing for Flex to drop a bomb on your song. Like that's why it was so, important to us in New York.
Okay.
Like Flex is just the old dude now. That's all it is. As we grow, the young kids is coming up. Everything we love, they're shitting on.
And
Yeah.
everything they love, we shit on, because that
But
shit
no,
is bullshit.
the difference is though, we're not fighting for our people, like our generation of things. Where now you have a lot of people who conform, like they realize the young kids are shitting on it, so they think, all right, as a 30, 40-year-old, I should shit on it too, so I could be cool. No, like support and like I don't feel like Flex. I think Flex should get the fuck off Hot 97.
You think you should
I
retire?
think it's time because all he's been doing now is try to create more shock and controversy for people to pay attention to him. He's not really like doing nothing to really. You're not breaking records no more. You're not doing exclusive freestyles no more. You're not doing none of that. Just fade out. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, fades black.
I feel like people don't know how to have fun no more.
I agree.
I feel a lot of.
I think social media fucked all that shit up for everybody, man.
In a,
'Cause everybody want to be stars now. Everybody want to do something crazy on their camera so they can get fucking views and shit. Yo, just go outside and have fun, man.
Like when I had my game nights, no phones, no pictures, no social media. So that was a good and a bad thing because I have no pictures and no videos of my incident, but everybody has the memory of it.
But now when someone asks you and you tell them you had such a great time and they be like, where's the pictures? And you be like, we ain't have no pictures. Don't they look at you like you lying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Because recently with the Onesie Fest, a couple people be like, so how was it? I didn't see no pictures. I thought you guys didn't do nothing. I said, nah, we just didn't post nothing because everyone was having a good time. I'd rather people not make videos. They're like, oh, okay. I'm like, fuck you mean, okay, bitch? Like, we was rocking. Like, we had fun. We were there.
Yeah, I went to this house party. It was a birthday party. My friend threw a birthday party for her husband, and they had strippers there. The strippers had on sneakers.
Okay.
As soon as they got there, they got a plate instead of going to get ready and stuff. So
This is in Brooklyn?
no, this was in Queens. So I was just like, wait. So you eat before? So you're gonna dance on a full stomach?
Was the
That
strippers
number
from
one.
Brooklyn?
I don't know. They probably were.
Continue.
But you said it, not me. And so I was like, okay, so they're gonna dance on a full stomach, okay. And then while everybody was dancing, they had no energy or anything. Next thing I know, like 20 minutes into it, they were sitting on the couch. I was like, what the fuck, is this a union break? I'm confused.
Strippers. Strippers are no longer what you view a stripper to be.
That's a negative, because I've been to house parties with strippers and they had heels, they had tricks, they had energy.
How much money was spent at that party versus the party you're talking about? Tell me the truth. Think about it honestly.
I don't know all the people there, but the place I go to, they got money.
Where was the money being spent is what I'm asking you. Which party were people throwing ones? The one where the stripper had on heels or the one where the stripper had on sneakers?
Heels.
Is a prime example why the bitches wore heels. They knew there was money in the room. I've thrown strip parties before in my past. When strippers walk in, they have this innate
Sense.
ability to look at the niggas in the room and go, I ain't gonna make no money tonight. I'm telling you.
Oh.
I'm telling you, hoes are one of the most special creatures on this planet. I don't know how you feel about hoes, Smitty, but me personally, I watch hoes like National Geographics.
I love those.
I feel hoes are talented, and people don't understand how talented hoes are. A stripper hoe will come in your house, identify the nigga with the money. She will not go directly to the nigga with the money. You know why? Because she knows if she goes directly to the nigga with the money, he's not going to spend as much money. You know what she does? She dances across from the nigga with the money so he can get eye contact with her. Then she fucks with his brain with her eyes, not with her body. I'm telling you, I've seen these hoes do it. Seen these hoes do it.
Hoes though? Why not girls or dancers? Why you gotta be a hoe?
Because they hoes. I'm sorry.
I mean, okay.
I'm supposed to use.
No, it's not what you're supposed to use. I guess, okay, maybe my definition of a hoe, or I don't know. I don't even know what hoe means anymore.
Exactly.
I really don't.
Exactly.
I really don't. But I don't know, whatever.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get all into my whole knowledge.
But that's some shit. I met a male stripper before.
He a hoe too.
Because I was at a party and I didn't know this
You
at
think
the
he a
time.
hoe? Let me just ask you that. You think he a hoe or no?
A male stripper?
Yeah.
I feel like he do what he do for his money.
So you feel the same way about the female?
They do what they do for their money.
Okay, so they hoes.
No
You just don't
labels,
want to call
no
them
labels.
Okay.
It's just they
no
do what
label.
they do.
So then your son is a boy or a girl?
He's a boy.
Why he got a label?
Or he could be an ex.
Why? Exactly.
You
You
know,
one of those.
2019
I'm
now.
just curious the kind of
You know
people
what?
you are. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Let's get in that.
Trying to figure out what kind of person you are. If we just gonna let people be exes and stuff now, like.
We're gonna slide this jackass over, right? God damn.
I'm just saying,
But how do
Smitty.
you even decide if you want to give your kid boy, girl, or ex on the birth certificate? Like, I don't, sometimes I feel like we give people too many options.
That's selfish of you as an adult
What do you mean?
to want to tell your boy or girl that they're an ex. That is.
You think that's selfish? I
that
would
is
think that's
selfish of you.
unselfish
No.
because you're letting them make the choice.
Make the choice of what? God already did.
So you're bringing God into it.
So who else you want to give credit for this shit? Whoever the fuck else you want to give credit for that already made the choice. What do you like? That's the thing I don't get. Like, why are we getting X, Y's and all? If they can come out with a dick, he a boy. Come out with a pussy, a girl. Why are we making this more complicated?
I feel like instead of making it a third option, just make it to where if they want to change it when they get older, they're able to change it. That's all. I just don't like that aspect of on the birth certificate. Okay, everybody's just gonna look at me away. Okay.
Nah, I mean, this is a podcast, yo. You're talking. That's supposed to do a podcast.
But it looks like I'm talking out my ass in
Nah.
your head.
So what you saying though? How you feel about that?
Yeah,
Where
you
you at with
quiet.
that? Yeah, I'm curious. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Where you at?
Me personally, I feel like whatever you're born as is what you're born as. However you feel like you are in the future, if you're a dude and you feel like you're a female, by all means, do what you do. If you're a girl, you feel like you're a dude, do what you do. But as a parent, I'm your guardian. I protect you. If you come out if you come out with a penis, you're labeled as a fucking dude. Plain and simple.
Okay.
If you want to change whatever you want to change when you're an adult, by all means, change it.
So you're only allowing your child to change after 18?
That's up to them. Like if we wanted to, shit, I could change my name to Hova.
No. Yes, totally agree. But if your 13-year-old son comes to you and goes, I want to be a girl, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
You wait
man.
until they're 18?
I'm definitely gonna have a drink or two. I would sit down and talk to my son. I'm not gonna beat the heterosexual.
I'm not really saying the violent part about like trying to beat it out of them. My thing is, I've seen the story where like they'll say a 13-year-old girl or boy or whatever the case may be. I don't remember the story, to be honest with you, to say what the gender was, but the child wanted to change genders,
Okay.
and the parent was okay with it.
How old were they?
13 to 14.
Okay.
I don't feel like a 13 to 14-year-old knows enough about life to change their sexuality.
Plus, they still developing, so you don't know what type of. I mean, I don't know the aspects of the hormones that they take and what they could affect while
You
they're.
said hormones?
They gotta take
I
hormones.
thought you said hormones. Okay. No, I really did
They
think
have to
that.
take hormone
Okay.
pills to change. Like they have to take either more estrogen or more testosterone to change either the muscle build, the
The
voice,
hair and the
hair,
voice,
anything like that. So you don't know what type of development they're gonna have if you start them out young. Whereas if they already an adult, if they met the height requirement and everything like that, they already born fine. Then you can start taking the hormones when you're free to do it.
Yeah, when you've passed puberty.
Yeah, I think after 18 or, you know, like if the law's saying my child can't drink before 21, why is my child allowed to go and get a whole new body before 21?
Good point.
It's just simple shit. I don't understand how we give kids all these options now.
And I said that it's too many options being given. I do think that.
My mother made it very simple when I was growing up in her house. What she cooked, you ate.
Yeah. You're
So
right.
I couldn't be
A vegan.
a vegan. Like my mother looked, niggas oxtails tonight. Eat. Like
Or
it's just
starve.
like no, man, cut it out. I don't care what nobody. I think sometimes we get too, I guess, progressive
Okay.
in the way we look at things. Like, stop trying to make up rules for kids who don't have their choice in deciding. You have adults making decisions for kids.
And exactly. Leave it alone until they get older. Just allow them the option to change when they get of age.
I have no problem
That's it.
with no one changing their sexuality after they're 18 years old. I have no problem with transsexual people. I have no problem with homosexual people. I just feel like adults need to stop forcing children to believe in shit that they grew up understanding or wanting to believe and now pushing it back on my child. I think that's ridiculous.
The world is not a nice place all the time. They do have beauty in it, but as a black man, when you see images of people that look just like you getting gunned down by people that are supposed to protect us, it like right now is so crazy because now it's too normal to hear, oh, a black guy got shot. Like, oh, whereas back in the day, like when that shit happened to Rodney King, you know, like people knew cops, like some cops, they'll take their job beyond what they're supposed to do. And back in the day, somebody had a camera. Remember, the cameras used to be this big, right? This wide. And
You had to
imagine,
put it on your shoulder.
Yeah, you had to put it on your shoulder. So this is the early 90s. A black man's getting his ass whipped, and a dude is like this across the street filming. You know, like he took the time out and filmed the whole thing. Nowadays, people use this to film certain shit, and now they got access to social media where they can film it and it'll be across the internet in a matter of seconds.
Or film it live if they want to.
And it's crazy.
But it hasn't changed anything. Having real footage
I
hasn't
mean,
changed anything.
yeah, it
That's why I don't believe in the cameras that the cops wear. I don't believe in it. I understand your reasoning behind it. I do. But if a camera phone's image did not make or break a case, why would a camera that the cops is wearing supposed to make or break a case? I'm just confused. They haven't told me on it.
The only media or video that will change how black people are viewed is the news. Once the news stops reporting everything a black person does negatively, the world will start seeing black people different. The
Right.
news is the biggest component to white supremacy. There is, but no one realizes it because they give it to you in a dosage that doesn't make you realize that that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They won't clear-cut cases of racism won't make the news unless it has to take hundreds of other like low-level media organizations to go, hey nigga, this is happening. Put this on national news. Like it's happening. Like you have to have Ferguson happen before they put it on national news. Like, because national news is trained to teach us that blacks are violent, whites need help, and the weather is at 1. That's the news. That's pretty much what you're gonna get in full rotation at all times.
And it's crazy you said that because look at Whitney Houston. Look at the way they portrayed her in the news when her incident happened compared to Amy Winehouse. That's perfect. And I'm not what?
I'll give you a way better one.
Okay.
The kid who raped the girl, the white kid who raped the girl, got caught in the box. He got caught physically raping her. Caught. This is the kid that his father went to the judge, wrote this long story about you ruining a kid with a promising college career, blah, 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 blah. He gets off for I think it was 6 months in jail. Full-blown rape, caught in the act. Full-blown rape, caught in the act. And they covered it as high school swimmer, college swimmer gets caught up in, it was this isn't real. The way the news, this isn't real. This is just
I
happening.
think it's just a bad situation.
He's a good kid.
That's crazy.
And we move on. As people, we just accept it or the white kid who takes 2 black kids to do a drive-by because he wanted to be a Crip and he lives in the wealthy area of Los Angeles, but he drives to the hood to hang out with little black niggas to be a Crip. He's a part of a drive-by. He gets off. The other 2 got to do time.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Plenty of stories out there. You can look this up. They kicked him out of the school because people in school said they don't want this kid in the school after this whole thing happened, like other parents.
That's crazy, yo.
Wow. But you know what irks me is the whole the sentence you get when it comes to rape compared to other crimes like drugs.
Yeah.
Because what people fail to realize is it's an act that happens that has such psychological traumaticness in a person that can last forever. And then you just got somebody who, when it comes to weed or any kind of drugs, that's somebody who wanted it. They went and bought it, and that's it. That wasn't something that was done against their will. They went out there to get something they wanted. You got somebody who did not want this, and yet they only getting 6 months or something. That shit is crazy to me.
Can I ask y'all something? You know why it's like that?
Why?
Because when white men took pussy, it was okay. It wasn't a crime. It wasn't so when it became a crime, the penalty for that crime was an extreme. Look at the penalty for having crack cocaine, which was known to be a black person's drug. So I can have crack rocks in this hand and go to jail 6-12 years. I can rape, depending on how many rocks you have in your hand. You could get, I think it was a point where you was getting 1 to 3 per rock. But you can have rocks in your hand, or I can rape a woman. I can physically rape a woman to get less time for rape than I do for having drugs in my hand. These drugs aren't doing anything to anyone. It's just in my hand.
Okay.
But I can physically rape you and get less time.
Yeah, that shit's bugged out.
That's the craziest thing.
Rockefeller law?
Yeah, that's based on black people. We just gonna get all these niggas and put them in jail and let them work for us.
Because I mean, to my understanding, we didn't bring it in here. But anyway, so the other thing about that is, I look at the weed thing, you know how they're trying to legalize that? I knew that was going to happen because look at history. Running numbers has now become what? Lotto.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol, the prohibition, that's back. And that ain't going nowhere.
Very hard.
They made a limit to ban it. They was like, you know what? They're making too much fucking money, yo.
Yep.
Let's bring this shit back.
Yep.
And I knew legalizing marijuana was inevitable, but now I felt like they was kind of in the mix because all those people that you put in jail for it, if you're gonna legalize it, you gonna have to,
No, you don't.
you gonna have to do.
No.
Wait, why?
Why? It's legal now. You got arrested before.
That shit's bullshit.
I totally agree, but that will be the underlining thing. They'd be like, nigga, weed was legal January here. You did this in September here. You're going to jail. That's all they're gonna do.
And you know why I think that's bullshit? Y'all ready? Bill Cosby. You raped them then, but you paying for it now.
Difference? You wanna know the difference in that? He's a filthy rich black man. He went to jail off hearsay.
You know he was trying to buy a station so he could.
They said that's not the reason.
No, I didn't say it was the reason, but I'm saying he was in the process of
Yeah, he
doing
was buying
that,
NBC.
almost like how Oprah has her own network.
No.
No.
Oprah has the own network. That's different. He wanted NBC.
NBC?
But wasn't he gonna own it like Oprah?
No. Yes.
Yeah,
he
that's
could
what I'm saying.
own
He was
it, but
working
that's
on it.
that's
No. You gotta
NBC.
understand, when you got one of those broadcasting networks, that's money.
That's different.
That's different money,
That's
yo.
And
that's
they
not
said we
owned.
can't have that.
That own is just a network owned
Yeah.
by another network
Yeah.
that's already bigger than it. Like that's all that is.
Okay.
Once you, like, put this way.
NBC?
Let's put this way. NBC is under Universal,
Okay.
right? So if you own NBC, you're part of Universal as
A
well.
partner.
Okay.
So you gotta imagine, you have war shows, sometimes sports, Super Bowl, whatever, you can have on your show. You're breaking in a lot of money, and people paying you to have their shit on there.
It's a real thing. People don't believe it. Kevin Hart, prime example. Oscars, right? Kevin Hart's tweets is the reason why he's not hosting the Oscars, right?
Yeah.
You wanna know why?
Because he's a black man.
Kevin Hart was the man for the last 3 years. Why? Because he stayed in black media. It was to black people. White people can go see him. White people can like him. But when you cross it over into the Oscars, that means all of white America likes you. All of white America is
So it's
okay
not-
with you.
I like
So then they
that.
like, we
Like,
don't
hold
like,
on,
we don't
hold
like
on.
you that much yet.
Like, hold on.
We don't
boy,
like you. You
boy.
you ain't do nothing yet to make us all like you.
He did Jumanji.
Wasn't a thing for all of them because The Rock was the lead. If it was,
Aha.
if it was a white man lead,
Aha.
Or like Upside Down,
The Upside Down.
the movie that's coming out, it's called Upside Down.
with son in the wheelchair.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude from Breaking Bad.
Dave.
First of all, let's get something straight.
If that movie came out before the Oscars, he would still be the Oscars host because that movie's gonna move everybody.
Hold on, little snapper fact, because there's a movie called The Intouchables. And that movie is about a black man, and it's a French film, so it has subtitles, about a black man who goes to work for a white man who is in a wheelchair. This story on The Upside Down is actually a true story on a friendship that was formed. So I'm hoping that Kevin Hart's version of it doesn't mess it up because it was a beautiful French film. It really was. And then when I seen The Upside Down, I was like, oh
It
shit,
looks
they
it
just
looks
made
like a
it.
good movie.
You should see The Intouchables. So,
It looks like
I'm
a
just
good
saying.
movie, meaning like everyone will go watch it. It'll be one of those movies.
Yeah,
like-
but it's a remake.
We'll
It's not
just-
original, it's a remake, but okay. I see what you're saying. But that wouldn't have saved them.
Good remakes. Did y'all see What Men Think? What is it? What Men?
Oh, What Men Want? That's
What
the
Men Want?
Taraji P. Henson
Yeah,
one compared to the
Mel
Mel
Gibson
Gibson,
one.
What Women Want.
I want to see that.
I do too.
I want to see that.
Sometimes I think she does too much like that Proud Mary shit.
No, I think this one is. I think this is more like out her element.
Out of her element?
Yeah, I
or
don't
in
think.
her element?
No, I don't think this is a black movie.
Well, it's not about it being black or white. I just sometimes feel like her as an actress, sometimes she does too much and it kind of.
Name the movie. And I'll guarantee you it's a black movie. This movie's not based on it's not a black movie. It's just a movie.
movie.
She's just gonna have to be an actress in this one.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. I don't
You
know.
want to see that?
No.
You wouldn't watch it?
I'm gonna watch it, but that's not one of the.
You gonna
You're
watch
not
it?
rushing
Fire
to it.
stick.
You're not
Yeah.
rushing. I ain't mad at that. I can understand
There's a
that.
lot of movies that's coming out that I'm rushing to go see.
I can't wait to see The Escape Room.
Avengers.
Well, I mean, that's in April.
Nah,
That's
Avengers
in
is a
April.
whole nother story.
Avengers. Oh my God. I swear to God, I got emotional at the end, man.
Son,
I got emotional at the end. I was like, they just go in the movie like that? Like that?
nah.
Like no conclusion. You just him sitting down watching the sunset, just chilling on the fucking farm. Everybody like, oh my God, my baby is nuts. The vacuum cleaner. You already know motherfuckers' contracts is up. Captain America is up.
Well, you know, he said he wants to stop acting and go into
Directing.
making movies and
Yeah.
directing. Chris Evans, the one who plays Captain America, but he had to live out his contract in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
So after this,
He
you
getting
only
too
see
much
about
money.
him.
He getting too much money, man. The Marvel movies is making them some
Yeah.
money.
Making them, but now that means you can do what you're more passionate about. Now you don't have to do it for the money.
Chill. It's not the same. He wants to direct.
Yeah, he wants to do something else.
We need Captain America back.
But you know what certain actors do? They don't mind doing blockbuster films, but they want to do an independent film.
Yeah, they
You know,
want to be
'cause
typecast.
Because you already know blockbuster films is action, climax, another action, then another action. You know, when it's independent, you don't know what can happen. It can be shot with one camera.
Well,
It
when
can be
you-
very gritty.
Well, when you're an actor, you want to be able to show your acting chops. You want to show your range. You want to have a good filmography. Sometimes being in a blockbuster or even being in a television series for too long, you become typecast. So I can understand an actor wanting to show, look, I can do more than just X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. Like,
Well,
fucking-
isn't that why Tyrese about to get written out of the next Fast and Furious? Because he felt like he could do more?
No, that's
Oh, yeah?
because of his rants. I thought it was because of his rants and his attitude.
Oh, all right. Maybe I got it wrong.
Shit, I ain't know that shit, man.
Yeah.
I ain't
think that's
Roman.
Roman Pierce.
I heard a couple of them about to get like written out. I heard The Rock's about to get his own movie.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you
So
know he
that
was
makes
upset
sense.
about that. Tyrese was upset about that. And that's why I said his attitude is
He
kind of probably
said
what's getting him
that
out.
pushed back.
The
Fast
next
and
Fast and
Furious.
Furious.
And he need that money.
I don't think Tyrese needs the
No,
money.
I mean, he got Starbucks and McDonald's in his house. son.
Tyrese don't need the money. I hate when people say that about rich people. Like it's the
said it.
dumbest thing. Tyrese does not need the money. If Tyrese decides to close the Benihanas in his backyard, he will be okay for a few years. Like these people don't need the money. Like I hate that.
Yeah,
They be like,
because
oh,
they're
Floyd
broke.
Mayweather took that fight because he broke.
Their broke is different from our broke. And I think you're right. Some people forget that. Our version of it is definitely different.
So this way, a lot of people said Michael Jackson broke, but his expenses was way different than ours. man.
That kind of broke is different.
Yeah.
Meaning he can't go to
Like-
Bali this week.
Yo, like you saw him shopping in the stores. He was like, how much?
Oh,
How much
man.
his bras cost? $500,000.
Yeah, let me get
Two
two.
of those,
Yo, oh my
And
God.
yo, he was still shopping.
Yo,
He
because
was still shopping.
who was that? Barbara Walters. He was with Barbara Walters, I
No,
think.
it was that Indian dude.
Oh, it was an interview. He's just walking through this big ass.
It's a big ass
Let
mall.
me get two of those.
They shut the whole mall down.
Yeah, let me get
And
that.
he was walking through the mall buying shit. And the cheapest shit he bought was like $100,000.
That's when you got money. Now, he shut a mall down.
He
People
never,
shut
he
Disney down.
never asked how much anything cost. He
He
just
said,
kept
"Let me get
saying, "Let me get that. Let me get that." The person interviewing him was the person who asked, "How much is that?" Like on the side, and the nigga was like, $500,000. It's like, what the fuck? Nigga said, "Let me get two." I was like, "Yo, he's wow."
Damn. Now, when it comes to black comedies, give me something that you guys like.
I feel like certain black comedies try too hard to be funny. You know, instead of just going with your skill set. You know, like put this way, and this is how I feel personally. I feel like Mike Epps, he's funny on screen, but in a stand-up, I don't think he's that funny. As for Cedric Entertainer, I don't think he's funny on screen, except for the Steve Harvey show. But in a comedy, like on stage,
Nah, that man talking facts.
but I feel like in a stand-up, Cedric Entertainer, he's very funny. Cause you know what? Cedric, he commands the crowd, yo. He'll get you entertained. He'll have you focus on him. Whereas in a movie setting, he has to stay at one camera. He has to be his character.
And it's hard to see Cedric when he's not being Cedric.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas Mike Epps, you knew him for, you know,
Friday.
like, he's like I said, on screen he's funny. You know, we did the fucking 59.
He hit it on the head.
Yeah.
Mike Epps is a character that his character is something you want to see in a movie. You don't want to watch it on stand-up. It doesn't have the same,
Effect.
yeah. But same way with Cedric. Cedric's character, you don't want to see him just acting like someone normal or someone else. You want to see Cedric the entertainer. You want him to do whatever, because Cedric does everything in comedy when he's on stage. Sings, dance, does everything, tells jokes. He's really an entertainer. So when you see him do his stand-up, it touches you in a way you laugh different than if you see him like Neighbors.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a good show, but it's not Cedric. You still, it's just like those sitcoms. Oh my God, what's the other one? There's these two people, and I know I would love for you to tell me their names. One of the Wayans brothers, kids, his kid,
Damon Wayans.
the youngest,
Son?
the son,
Okay.
and he's with the brown skin girl. She the chick kind of looks like you, reminds me of you a little bit.
And it's a whole bunch of people.
No, it's them two, and then they got he's a talent agent or something, and the rock star comes and lives with them. Whatever.
Sure.
Damn, I forgot the name of the show. I just watched
He's
it
looking it
today.
up right now.
But my point of that show is that black girl in that show is the safe black girl. She's in every black sitcom when they want to find somebody safe. And I feel like that's what we, like, as black people, we got to stop that.
Go to IMDb.
I know, I just can't remember the name of the damn show right now. And I just watched it. But she's the safe black person. You know what I mean? You ever see, you know what the safe black person is in the movie?
Like Tessa Thompson.
Tessa.
No.
Her, Happy Together.
Happy Together.
What's her name?
Let me see.
I don't know what that is. Yo, you are the worst researcher, because I would have been had that already.
Nah, I didn't give the man no real info.
No, you did. You go straight to imdb.com and keep it pushing. Go to filmography.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you ain't go there.
That's chick. She was on
A lot of canceled shows.
Look, put it, look.
Carmichael. She was on
Carmichael's,
Carmichael
yeah.
show. Right there.
She's the safe black chick.
So
Have
click
we
on
go?
it and find out what her name is.
She's the safe black chick in every black sitcom. They use her. They use her up. Her and Pam. Pam is the other safe black
And
chick.
she's in a new show right now.
Yeah, Neighbors.
Oh, that's the name of this thing? You know they say that's
Amber West.
Amber West is her name.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the new safe black girl.
What are you excited to see besides the damn Marvel movie?
Oh man.
And make it a short list, please.
Nah, make it a long list. I want to know what's coming out. What should I be looking forward to seeing?
Alright. You got How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Oh, I seen that commercial. That looks alright.
I want to see that. The John Wick 3 coming out.
Who?
John Wick.
Yes, John Wick.
John Wick
You know
3
the John
coming
Wick
out.
thing?
Tired of John Wick. The second one made me not like I don't
Felt
want.
like it was
I don't
doing
need
too
a
much.
third after I saw the
It was
second
doing
one.
too
But you know what I felt? And I felt the same way with Equalizer.
Yeah.
I felt like the mystery.
Yeah.
And I felt the same way with Taken.
Oh
The-
God, they
It
need
got
to
worse
stop.
and worse.
They gotta stop Takens.
I felt
If
like
he doesn't get taken next, I don't want to see
Listen, he
another
just
Taken.
let him be took. Like, let it go.
Yeah, his wife gotta come save him at this point. I don't need to see him saving nobody else.
What else you want ready to say?
You know what's crazy? I want to see this. It's like a guilty pleasure. I really want to see the Pikachu movie.
I do.
I heard of it. I didn't see the
I
preview
do.
yet.
It's because Ryan Reynolds, man. Like,
Oh, Ryan Reynolds is in
He's
Pikachu.
the voice
He's the
of
voice of Pikachu.
Pikachu.
That's funny.
That's why if you see the memes with Pikachu wearing a Daredevil, a
That's
Deadpool outfit, and then Deadpool wearing a Pikachu outfit, that's why, because it's Ryan Reynolds doing both. Okay, what else do you want to say?
Hobbs and Shaw.
What?
Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, that's a Brock movie with Jason Statham.
Oh, okay, never heard of it. Okay. And then,
Hobbs, that's the dude from Fast and Furious. That's the
oh,
character.
Hobbs and Shaw.
That's coming out this
Gotcha.
year.
I didn't know that was
Yeah.
the name of it. Oh,
Yeah.
so they're gonna be bosom buddies like Lethal Weapon? What the fuck?
I don't know, but Idris Elba's a bad guy.
Okay, yo, Idris Elba, man, he would make a great 007.
No, he won't.
No, I don't think so.
Why? Because he's a
I,
black
I, I
man.
think I think Trevor Noah hit it on the nose.
What he said?
He could play 007, but the whole point of 007 is to blend in. You're a spy.
Facts. I totally agree.
Unless the new 007 will be in Brooklyn
Yeah.
or Africa,
Yeah.
some shit like that. Like, oh, who's the black guy at? I don't know, but if he's in London, shooting and they
You know
walking
there
out.
are black people in London,
No.
but y'all make a good point. Y'all made Trevor Noah made a great
All
point.
you got to do is watch all the Mission Impossible movies that you see. If you put a black person in any of those movies, it wouldn't work.
You're right.
Wouldn't work. It just wouldn't.
So then we need to make our own We need to make our own 007.
We did.
Ooh,
Shaft.
that's a bad mother.
You know what I'm saying?
You were supposed to cut me off.
Yeah,
What
yeah, no.
happened?
Yeah, I thought we was gonna do it.
I felt it was too
No,
corny.
no.
I didn't want to do it. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
You know what Idris Elba could have played? He could have played Alex Cross.
Oh,
Yes.
yo.
Tyler Perry did
But
it.
when he gave it to Tyler Perry, I'm like, what the Hollywood?
Yo, was that not supposed to be like one of the best movies
It had
ever?
potential.
Oh, I thought Alex Cross
if-
was supposed to
if
be
Idris-
the
if
shit.
If Idris Elba would have played that character,
That's 100%
It would've-
true.
it would've
I
done
really,
more.
it would
I
have been more.
really
Yeah.
agree because I
Would've been more.
I wanted
'Cause
to
I'm not gonna
love
lie.
that movie. I don't know what happened, and I
Yo.
watched it. I was like, this is horrible.
Bad casting. It was bad casting.
Hell yeah, that cast. Every time I saw it, Tyler Perry was like, why the fuck Medea in there?
Like it just made
Why
sense.
is Medea?
Because he
in
probably
this
wanted to
movie?
be more versatile, but here's the problem. Even though you wanted to be versatile, you own your own studio. If you want to be versatile, do your own movie.
Yeah, you could create a fucking spy or something like that.
Do your own
But I
spy
don't think
shit.
I don't
Yeah.
think he want his
Name.
his name on something negative. You understand?
Oh, okay.
He'd rather be a part of something. Like when he was a part of Star Trek.
And that's a problem. That's a problem. You have your own shit. Make your own shit.
Like I said.
I agree. We need a
But-
black
but- but if
007.
you- But
Yeah, we can make it.
Somebody
Like, come
else.
on.
But if you notice, majority of his movies isn't rated R. The one that was rated R was corny as shit. I
Which
didn't
one
go
was
see
that?
it. The one with Tiffany Haddish.
Acrimony.
What?
Oh, you said Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah. that's
Oh,
what people
Nobody's
recently-
Fool.
Yeah.
I thought
I didn't see
I
that.
liked the story, but it was like
Nobody's Fool is the recent one. Right? That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it and it was like it was good in some parts and it was like okay whack in other parts.
The only Tyler Perry movie I like, no, I'm lying, I like two. There was one where the woman worked for his company and she cleaned up the place
Yes,
and all that.
No Good Deeds or something
Probably.
like
Yeah,
that.
that
Saw it
was
on a
good.
plane. That was a real heart tugger. Like I was
Yeah.
kind of, and the
Danny
one
Newton, that was Danny Newton.
and
by
the one
way.
with Idris Elba and all the girls. That
Daddy's
was
Girls.
yeah. That was
Daddy's Little Girls.
Every other one I hated. Like
I ain't gonna front. One I liked was The Family That Prays. That stood out to me
Yes,
more
that
than
was
anything
good.
because
That
it
was
had,
good.
it wasn't in what I like to call it.
Sanaa Lathan was in that
I like to call it the Medea
Love
Medea
it.
universe.
I know.
one. Okay.
That movie wasn't in the Medea universe. Medea was not a part of that universe at all.
Yeah.
Yo,
Well, let's.
Us.
Oh yes. I'm sorry I didn't say that. Yes, Jordan Peele's Us.
I haven't watched the trailer.
Trailer?
I'm gonna watch a trailer because I see everybody says that like it's one of those things.
It's
So
just one of those
Yeah,
things
something to
that
watch.
it's one of those things that people will be talking about. Hey, listen, if y'all want to watch or preview any movies, go to YouTube or go to IMDb and just click on movies coming soon. But those are just our picks that's coming that we want to see. This is Smitty Smith.
This is Vi.
Dark Skin Randy.
This is the E&A podcast. Boom.
And we out.